Good evening, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good evening.
What's up, fellas?
What's up? Sorry for the delay. My computer hung up and didn't give the countdown at all. It was just like straight recording. We need to talk tires. Like this is something that a lot of people have asked for. Um, we have talked back and forth multiple times. I think almost every week. We're like, hey, what are we talk about on Tuesday? Like is today's Tuesday. For those that don't know, we record on Tuesday. We finally get around to talking to each other about what we might record on, and uh, it's usually tires or what's the latest deal, or what was it that beat tires 2 weeks before that? I think ran charging service beat out tires last time, so I don't think there's anything new. So we need to talk tires. Um,
And it's a really hot topic
it
out there.
is, it is. There's
And
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, a bunch of people are just now getting to the point where they need to replace tires and they're looking at potential alternatives. Um, Jimmy and I both got the 20-inch wheels and had the
Yep.
OEM Pirelli all-terrains on those, of course. And we went different directions with our tire replacements. So, Jimmy, tell the folks what you've got and give them a little update on your tires.
Yeah. So um, back, I guess it would have been September of 23. Uh, I went with the Toyo Open Country RT Trail, which was a new hybrid terrain, um, heavy off road, not quite a mud terrain, not an all terrain tire in the factory size, but in an E rated. So, 80 psi max inflation versus what, 51 in the SL rated 275 65 R20 Pirelli that came with the truck. We currently have 36,700 and something miles on those tires. I'm multiple rotations in. It's a 45,000 mile warranty tire and 36,602, excuse me, thanks to the new update, which is great to be able to track. For those that have not done that yet, I highly recommend it. But yeah, so I just had the tires rotated about a week and a half ago. I still have 11 30 seconds remaining out of the 17 30 seconds that it started with. So these tires should last well beyond 60. I would venture to guess I'm going to get at least 60,000 miles out of these tires.
Wow.
How's the
I'm
And
no?
I'm surprised for a tire that's that aggressive
yeah,
on machines that are as heavy as our Rivians.
yeah. And go ahead. Go
I
ahead,
was just going
Chris.
to ask how the noise is compared to the OEM tire, because typically you get increase in noise the more aggressive you get with the tread.
Yeah. So Skylar has ridden in the truck since we got the tires. He rode up with us last little over a year ago. He rode with us up to fam camp when he flew into Jacksonville. It does have a harmonic, like a noise. It has a noise, but it's a lower pitch frequency than the Pirelli, by a lot. It and don't get me wrong, like there's a noise there, but it is, to me personally, it is more, I don't want to say enjoyable, but it doesn't bother me like the drone in the Pirellis. Like the Pirelli, I go way back to, I know Bruce did not, when Bruce said the 4-part harmony of the Pirelli sisters, like when he was talking about going around the track, they're normal. Um, Obviously, he wasn't talking about that, but the high pitched drone, that higher frequency drone that the Pirellis had once I got to about 15,000 miles was obnoxious.
Yes. And that is why I ended up changing the OEM Pirellis. They were wearing even. I had plenty of tread depth left, but it was a very high pitched and annoying whine.
Yeah.
And depending, I mean, just what I've seen out there from the community, it typically starts around 15,000 miles. I actually got 27,000 out of mine before I
Mhm.
just couldn't handle it
Yeah.
anymore and changed them out. But Jimmy went more aggressive than all terrain for his
Yep.
tire replacement. I went the other route and I went to an all season tire. I did the Michelin Defender LTX Platinum, and that is a 70,000 mile rated warranty tire. And it started off at 14 30 seconds of tread depth, and I still have 11 after 20,000 miles. So, and you typically need to replace tires once they get down to 4 30 seconds anyway.
Right.
I think is pretty much commonly recommended. So, I mean, if I, you know, I've got a decent amount still left to go, but I think I will see right around that 70,000 mile warranty.
Did you see an efficiency bump too when you went from all seasons to, sorry, all terrains to all seasons?
So that is actually pretty interesting. And on the highway, yes, efficiency improved. However, it is a heavier tire than the OEM Pirellis. So around town and stop and go, efficiency dropped a little bit. And overall, my efficiency went up. And if you did a lot of highway driving, even if the tires are heavy, you're going to see efficiency increase. So, um, and that's a very common question for people, but kind of once again, kind of getting on my soapbox after owning the Rivian for as long as I have now. It was my first EV. I was extremely concerned about efficiency. I'm also just kind of a numbers guy and I like to
Yep.
analyze things. Um, but now I don't even really pay attention to it. I'm comfortable with the range. I know the best ways to charge on road trips, and efficiency is not top of mind for me anymore.
Yeah. What Skylar, what PSI are you running in the Michelin's?
So the load chart does say to run 50 in them for the weight of the Rivian.
You're not talking about the door sticker. You're talking about,
I'm talking about the load chart for the tire.
yeah, gotcha. So I'm
And
running,
actually, I don't know. It may be 48 or 49 or 50. It's something like that, but yeah, I keep it right there 48 to 50.
gotcha. On my Toyos, I run them about 65 cold. So it is I mean,
Wow.
but I'm getting flat wear. No cupping, no indication that I'm overinflated.
Wow.
And my city driving, like to and from work, I'm no range loss whatsoever. Where I see the range hit is definitely at highway speed. Um,
So the
but
the opposite of me,
correct.
kind of. Yeah,
Yep,
interesting.
correct. But I mean, my drive to work is I take all surface streets, so it's a 15 minutes or 15 miles, roughly about a 25-minute drive because my fastest speed is 55 miles an hour.
Yeah, but do you
Um,
stop much?
at 4:50, 5 o'clock in the morning, not really.
Yeah.
Um, but the the interesting thing that, and I'll get to here, as long as I make sure I share the right screen, is you mentioned tread depth. It started at 14 30 seconds, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, the 22, let me share this one. So this is the 22 that came with the Pirellis on 22s. It has a 10-30 seconds starting tread depth. So you're looking at, like you said earlier, discount tire won't change, or they won't rotate anything less than 4. Is there, like, again, I use discount tire. Skylar, I know you use discount.
Yep.
So like discount tire and most of your reputable shops, to include Chris, I know you mentioned Costco earlier offline. They won't rotate your tires anything 4 or less. So you're looking at 630 seconds, which is less than a quarter inch of actual drivable rubber before you need a new set of tires. So you've got 10-30 seconds starting there. The 21s are right there at the same at 10-30 seconds as well. And then of the 3 that you can get, the 20s, they are even, did it switch? It did. Okay, good. 13-30 seconds. So there's not a lot of rubber on any of the Pirelli options, honestly, starting out. The Michelins that you have obviously are 14-30 seconds. The new Michelin 21s give you a little more at, Chris, what did you say? 11? I thought I had
11.
that up.
Yep. That's what Costco said, at least.
Yep. And of course, that link you sent me, it booted me back to their brand page. Why would it do that? Anyways,
You need the cookie.
Yeah, I don't have the cookie. So it was 11-30 seconds as well. Excuse me. But yeah, I feel like, to your point, Skylar, like and I've been sharing this with people because, again, as you mentioned at the beginning of this recording, we're to a point where a lot of people are needing tires, and there's definitely a value proposition that you need to consider when shopping and what you're going to do and what tire you're going to go to next, because is a 500, what was that Pirelli? The 21?
Well, let's just keep it general.
Sure.
You can get better tires for less money than the OEM option, Pirelli options that came from Rivian. So
and they have a warranty. Most of the Pirellis do. Any of the Pirellis have a warranty? I know the 21s do not.
21 should.
They do. All of those tires have a warranty. That's really interesting. I'm sure the Rivian service center could handle warranty issues on those.
But not on the first set. There is no tire warranty on the first set of tires.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Like on the factory set.
Interesting.
Like the tires that came with the vehicle do not have a tread life warranty. You're not going to be able to get it.
Interesting. So
I will agree with you on that one, Chris. But I guess the point I'm making is there the value in a tire? Is it worth getting less tire for more money and getting efficiency if you're buying tires more frequently than potentially spending less money? And in my instance, I've taken an efficiency hit, but I'm going to easily get 60,000 miles out of this set of tires.
On a 40,000 mile,
on a 44,000 or 45,000 mile warranty tire, I'm at 36,000 miles with still 11-30 seconds.
Wow. That's pretty impressive, actually.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so speaking of efficiency though, Chris is the odd man out here. So yeah. Chris, tell us about your tires, where you're at, and what you're thinking.
Yeah, when we bought Gen 1, The options were the 20s or the 21s or the 22s. Each of the 21s were the free wheel and the most efficient wheel, and so that just made sense. We didn't really care for the look of them, but we bought them because they were the free wheel and the most efficient. Like the logic was, why would you pay more for less range, right? And so we got the 21s, and when we bought them, the risk was there was only one tire that fit that rim in existence, and it was the Pirelli, right? And so the hope was someone else is going to come along and save our day and give us another option at some point, because no one likes the one option that controls all the pricing, everything. And so a monopoly on tires. So in the past year or so, we did get Michelin came out with the Defender LTXs that are a second option and cheaper that fit on the 21s. And they have a 70,000 mile warranty, just like Skylar's. I think he's got the platinum version, whereas this one is the
MS2.
MS2s, the MS2s.
Yeah.
And so considerably cheaper. Like at Costco, it's like $120 a tire cheaper to get the Defender LTXs. And so that's my plan to go with those. The Pirellis are wearing very fast. I had my wheels rotated at 10,000 miles, and the Rivian tech told me I had probably another 10,000 miles left. I was about halfway through. And so it's going to be coming quick. And so I'm at 15,000 miles now, roughly. And so it's not much mileage. It's around town and around a travel car every now and then. But so I have another 5,000 probably miles left on them, and at which point I'm going to opt into the LTX MS2s and probably get them through Costco.
I will say this also. Those are incredible tires, and they've been around for a long time.
Yep.
They used to just call them LTX MS, Michelin, I don't know how many years ago, added the Defender on there. And I think when I replace my current tires, I will probably go with the regular MS or MS2 instead of the Platinum. The Platinum does have kind of a little bit rougher, like more rugged look from the side, just looking at the sidewalls. But I mean, I've had multiple sets of LTX MSs in the past, and they are amazing tires.
Yeah, the 70,000 mile thing on the warranty was a big positive for me when I saw that announced. I was like, this is going to be last hopefully longer than the 20,000 I'm probably going to get out of these Pirellis.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Nope, go.
Well, I was going to say, on the topic of efficiency, if I was to buy a new Rivian today, I would, no questions asked, go for 20s. I know some people like 22s, bigger wheels, whatever, but I would go for a 20-inch wheel. And if I was concerned with efficiency, I would go a slight size, one step smaller than the OEM ATs. So that is a 275/65 R20 tire, and a step smaller would be 275/60 R20, which Rivian does have an OEM tire size in that comes on the standard truck. So I have not played with the ability to change your tire size in the Rivian UI that came in the latest update. Have you guys looked at that? Is that a tire size that you can select?
Yeah, you can choose, as long as you choose the Gen 2 20-inch wheel, it has that as an option, as the 275/60/20.
So that's awesome. So
yeah,
you could, if you've got any of the Rivian 20-inch wheels, you could put a 275/60 on there and change it in the UI, and your speedometer, odometer, all the things would be correct. And I think that a 275 60 R20 with an all season would be more efficient than the 21s with the OEM Pirellis.
Has the potential to, for sure.
Yes. I mean, there's you can find videos out there on YouTube. Smaller wheels typically do equate to better efficiency.
Yeah.
And I think even with a little bit heavier tire than the OEM on a 20-inch wheel, I feel like you should be able to get the same or possibly even better efficiency than the OEM 21s.
I'll also say that some people like me like to have two sets of wheels and two sets of tires. So for my example, I have my Model S. I have a summer tire and I have a all season I use for winter. And so that's another option you can do with Rivian vehicles is buy a second wheel and tire set
Yep.
for different seasons, right? And so if I were to do it over again, I'd probably do what you guys were suggesting. I get a 20s with the all-terrain tires on them, and I'd probably get an all-season tire for anytime I'm not like needing that kind of grip or plan to go off-road. And I would actually buy the 21s possibly off like eBay, just bare rim, and or off Facebook Marketplace, and throw the Michelin Defenders on there. And I'd love to see someone do that in a Gen 2 and see what range those get, because the 21s, as of today, is the most efficient wheel that Rivian made.
Yeah. Yeah. In Florida, we don't have that problem.
Yeah.
So single
you.
tire. Yeah.
And
Single tire.
And I want to hear from the people. I know that there are a lot of people that have already changed tires. I'm curious to hear what you got, how you like them, and kind of what kind of efficiency you're getting out of them as well.
Does anybody have snow tires too? I mean, Jimmy, don't even chime in. Does anyone have snow tires? Because that would be something I'd be interested in as well. Is like if you put a snow tire on a Rivian wheel, that'd be interesting. I know. Well, one of my friends has put a snow tire in the 22s and just swears by it. And so, if anybody else has done that, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, no, I know that a lot of people have, and they say that it makes a night and day difference over especially the OEM Pirellis. I know that a lot of people have put snow tires, winter tires on the 20-inch wheels as well.
I'd be inclined to do that with the off-road, the all-terrain tire replacement. Just swap it to snow, and then have a all season for the warmer months or something. So that's probably what I would do. But after I burn through the stock rubber.
Yeah. Outstanding. Well, I'm curious if people have other questions about tires too. So if you have other questions or things that you'd like to see if we might be able to talk about, obviously we're going to be best with our firsthand experiences, but I've always been a tire guy. I actually worked at Discount Tire in high school about 30 years ago now. So
shameless plug.
Well, hey, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I still shop there. I mean,
and they offer free rotations in most locations.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Free flat repair, and every Discount Tire store is equipped with the Rivian jack pucks.
Yep.
So, yeah, you're covered if you go there.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, they've been great. They've been great for us. I think literally every single tire for the last 20 years, maybe over 20 years, I bought there. So, quite a few. Well, we're running late to our live stream, guys, by a minute. We could probably keep talking about this for another 20 or 30 minutes. Because I am passionate about. I would hope not too. Don't get me wrong, but to me, like my most passionate point of all of this is, it makes more sense to me from a financial, from my pocketbook side of the house, on buying a tire that lasts longer, even if it is slightly less efficient, because tires aren't cheap. Like and you don't want to put cheap tires on this. You're not, because one, it's a heavy vehicle. So I mean, there's so many other factors that go into a tire purchase. So in order for you to get that right tire, you're looking at 400, 300, depending on what size rim you have. You're going to be spending $2,000 or more. And if you're buying a tire that gets 20,000 miles and that's it or less, like you're spending $4,000 to $5,000 a year.
Yeah.
Depending on how much driving you do.
Regardless of wheel size, better tires for less money, not going with the OEM Pirellis.
Right. Valid. Anyways.
Almost sound like a Papa John's ad there.
Valid. Love it. Love it.
You can call me Daddy. Papa, Daddy. All right. I think we should end on that note.
Yeah, we're ending. All right. So, tell us how you feel about tires. Ask questions. And we'll catch you on the live stream.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.